Hey, what's up, guys? Been a while since I've done a video. ML Basar is going to be out here in a couple hours now, so I wanted to kind of go over him and give my initial thoughts because I'm sure people are curious. Um, Unfortunately, I do not. I believe he's not in the journal yet. So, I mean, I can go double check after this. We'll go look at base stats after, but let's just go ahead and look at his skills. All right, as you see here, he's got 4370, and it said in the thing he's a Sagittarius, actually. So to look at his base stats, we can just go look at Tamarin real quick. So, all right, here's his S1 Desert Wind. Attacks enemies with the wind. Oh, no shit. With 25% chance to stun for one turn. When you soul burn it, it attacks all enemies and increases the amount his S2 heals. We're not sure if this is like a proc or a second ability or something. I think it's probably like he'll just do this and then everybody heals. I don't think there's going to be a separate animation. There could be. I kind of hope there is, but so his S1 is, it's just a stun. If we were to farm up to 20 souls here, when you soul burn it, it just turns it into an AoE. And if you've seen Basar's skill 2, Green Basar's skill 2, that's what the animation looks like. I'm not going to spam through it. Okay, skill 3, Baset Roar. Baset roars. Oh, no shit. Spelling all debuffs and granting immunity for 3 turns to all allies before increasing their combat readiness by 20%. And that goes up to 30? Yeah, it goes up to 30 and down to a 5 turn cooldown. So that's this. Damn, you've never seen my gameplay that smooth. like ever. Let's watch it again. Yeah, let's see if we can get a thumbnail with that big ass cat. That's a pretty good one. Let's try again. Sorry I'm having you guys in here while I'm trying to find a thumbnail. I want one of the cat. That's pretty good. One more. At least you guys get to see the animation over again. This shit is sick. It's by far my favorite animation in the game. That's a cool one too. Okay. So, got a thumbnail. Alright, let's go. So, those are his abilities. I guess we could just keep spamming this and then I could show the soul burn for the S1. Like, he could, like, being straight, this guy could suck ass. And I would still pull him just for this animation. Because it's just sick. Like, you gotta appreciate it, right? So I believe his modifiers are out already. I think Boat Riddled's already did a data mine on him, and I believe his S1 is a 1 modifier, which isn't bad. So, like, they already failed with Dingo. Or Bingo, as you could call him. Trying to make a DPS-y healer. So I hope it isn't the case with ML Basar. I really hope he's viable. So let's go look at Tamarin's base stats.
Welcome to the Infinite Library.
Okay. I don't want to go to Hero. I need to go to Journal. Any day now. Probably end up coming back over here, but let's go to the journal first. Tamarin. Okay, these are her base stats. She's notorious for having shitty base health. Her base attack's pretty low, too. I mean, I guess that could be considered high for a Soul Weaver. But she's got good base speed, and her base defense is not terrible. So, Those are two things that she's got going for her, kinda. I mean, that will be going for Basar in a sense. Um, yeah, gets more speed from Awakenings. So she's like one of those anomalies where flat HP on like her ring and neck will give her more HP than a percent one will. So that's interesting to a point. Like I have one ring that's actually that I'm leveling for ML Bazaar specifically because of what stats he needs. I haven't maxed it out completely yet. I was hoping to roll speed and I keep rolling into attack, but this is like a perfect example of a ring that you would probably want to use on Basar. The place I want to use him really is in GVG offense. I don't think he's going to do much on defense. Where the Guild War meta kind of is right now, like, I think the only viable healer on defense is Ruel. Like, Maid Chloe can be pretty good. That's really it, to be honest. I never run into a problem when there's a healer on the other team. SS Acades, like, she's okay, but her AI is just so freaking retarded that she's easy to play around and manipulate. And then Angelica's great, but Euphine is very relevant right now. Same Montmorency, Euphine is very relevant right now. Same with Deanne, Dizzy, and Euphine are very relevant right now. So, like, healers on Guild War defense really ain't the way to go anymore. So, for positioning ML Basar, I don't see him being used there, at least not in, the upper end. I feel like if you put him on your defense, it's just going to get clapped by anybody with a decent roster. For Arena, I don't see him being great there either. Let's bring this back up. Like on a defensive situation, there's just, I don't know, I feel like those other healers, like Euphine isn't as relevant in offense in Arena as she is in Guild War. So Angelica, those healers are more useful in Arena, They provide immunity. Montmorency can be really tanky and provide consistent cleansing. Whereas ML Basar, like, he can do the immunity and he can do the cleanse. So I'm not saying he's not good. Like, he could very well be used in Guild War in Arena defense, but I just don't see it being that great. With where the meta's at right now, it's just going to get destroyed. Arena kind of shifted in the same direction as Guild War defense. Like, you need some heavy threats on your defense teams right now. I think that's kind of where it shifted. And to further prove my point, see, my defense is hitting at above 40 and, mid-champion right now. And that's because I'm not running a healer. I'm running threats. That's kind of like where the meta shifted. Took a little while to figure this out. I kind of talked about it a little bit, but if you don't have a Ruel, I wouldn't run a healer on your defense, to be honest, because at least in upper tiers, a lot of people have Ice Area Tam now, and when you have a healer there, it's just a target that you don't have to kill right away. You just kill different ones. Unless it's a reviver. Like, Ruel is very relevant still. I think she's going to continue being relevant. But I don't think ML Basar is going to squeeze his way into the meta. I do think he'll be good for offense, though. The fact that he has a full cleanse and immunity, like, I think against a lot of teams that are in Guild War right now, like, ML Basar, I think, will be good in some situations. I don't know if a perfect example, like Seaside Bologna is really relevant right now, right? Like really fucking relevant. She's all over the place in Guild War and Arena. And ML Basar is actually a good pick into her because he can cleanse those initial debuffs that she does and then put up immunity to keep your team from getting defense broken. I think that's a very good place for ML Basar. And that's why I'm going to get him, because I think he's going to help out my GVG. Like I can show you my team, for example. I don't want to go through and show like my guildies teams without like their permission, but see, like I run high threat teams. I'm sure. I then trust me, I know how these lose. So, like if you're down in the comments, be like, "Oh, I would just bring this to that." Like, trust me, I already know. Okay, I already know how they lose, so you don't have to tell me. But yeah, but ML Basar is pretty good against both these teams. I don't know if you'd want to tank an ML Kin with ML Basar. That's up for debate. But he probably can. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to. But yeah, I'm gonna pull for him. I kind of leaked a little bit there. I'm literally 1 from pity. So when he comes up, I'm gonna definitely pick him up just because I like him in offensive situations. The way you're gonna build him is just like Tamarin, pretty much. Maybe a little tankier. I do think you'll want him to go first in your rotation just because his immunity comes with a cleanse. So even if you get outsped by a Dizzy or a Seaside Bologna or something, then it's not too big of a deal because you can still cleanse. And then you have immunity there afterwards, you know what I mean? But, like, this is my Tamarin stats right now. It's nothing spectacular. She could be a lot tankier if I sacrifice some speed, but, you know, she's just at where she's at right now. I'm constantly grabbing gear off of her and putting it on other people, so she does what I need her to do with this build. Basar, his stats will probably look similar to this, more than likely. I don't know if I'd want him on immunity since he has a cleanse. You know, she does too, but she kind of needs to reset her thing first. So maybe run immunity on him on offense, depending on what you're bringing him to. But yeah, that's kind of like my initial thoughts. I kind of talked about a lot of random shit in this video. I don't want it to drag on too long, but I think he's going to be pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't turn out like this fucker. Not that one. This one. We're like, see, he's got trash base stats. Max Awaken. Like, it's very similar to Basar, right? I mean, it's a little bit lower everywhere. And look how relevant this dude is. Like, he's somewhat relevant paired with Ludwig. But even then, not really. And his stats are just below like ML Basar. So hopefully ML Basar's kit can make up for it. But thing with this dude is, you know, his healing is based purely on his damage, right? And then yeah, he gets an attack buff and invincibility, but this doesn't heal as well. Or yeah, it does. It heals an ally and him. And this heal isn't too bad, because it's proportion to the attack. This is proportion to damage. So with this, you could stack a decent amount of attack and not have to worry about critting like you do with this shit. You know what I mean? Because you need a crit to do more damage, but if it's just healed based off your attack, it's going to heal more. See, ML Basar doesn't need to crit to heal for a good amount. You know what I mean? And his heals scale off both attack and I believe it's target's health. Let me go double check before I spout out wrong information.
New beginnings become your strength.
Mystic. Yeah, that doesn't heal at all. This heals every turn. proportional to target's max health and the caster's attack. So if you want to reference that, go over to Montmorency. I'm not like it's proportion to allies' health. I don't know if they're going to heal for about the same. I imagine it would be a similar amount. But you guys know Montmorency on Rod of Amaryllis heals a shit ton, right? It's going to be the same concept with Basar using Celestine. You know, he's going to heal that big chunk off of his S1 and then AoE heal everybody with S2, literally every turn. So I think his healing output is going to be pretty insane. And she's a 3-star. Him being a 5-star, even on a passive ability, I'm betting he's going to heal a lot more than this does with his S2. I would hope so. If it doesn't heal more than this, then I don't know. That's pretty sad. But I think, you know, that passive stacked with Celestine is going to heal pretty good. And then, you know, he has some CC built in as well. So if you can get some effectiveness on him, then you could possibly crowd control some damage threats while you're healing your team in offense. And that's where I see him being used. That's where I'm going to use him. DPS, no, just don't do it. He's a very, he's a good offensive healer, pretty much. Defensive, it can work, but you're probably just going to lose. There's just too many things that punish you having immunity, mainly this chick right here. If you don't see how, if you don't know how bad Euphine is at destroying everything in the meta right now, I'm not saying like she's bad, but like she's a problem in the meta, then go watch my Euphine videos and you'll see why I don't think he can be used on defense. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This went on a lot longer than I wanted it to, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything I could. And I think I covered everything that I could without him actually being in the game yet. I mean, he's in the game, but he's not in the journal, and I don't have him. So I'm working on fodder. Hopefully I'll have everything ready to go by the time he's in the game. We'll see. Expect a future video from me on him after I get him. Expect like the polling session or whatever, patch overview stuff. I'll probably do all that at once. And if you're new here, subscribe, like the video, and let me know what you think of this dude, you know, with the big ass cat in the comments. All right, you guys have a good one. Later.